Another episode of Soul Studios Cooking Up, and today we're going to be cooking up some beats. It's your boy Z, and we are here with the man Don Lemasters.
Yo.
And yeah, we're going to get right into it. So today we're going to be making a Benny Santo type beat. So let's get right into it, bro. Hopefully this works out, and if it doesn't, oh well, we gonna make a beat anyways, so we'll get what we get. All right, so I'm excited. Now we can actually do stuff.
Yes, sir.
We've been messing around with this shit for like 2-3 hours trying to get Reroute to work just right for the live. So, all right, cool. Let's get right into it, man. Before we do anything else, I just want to double check one time that, would you mind double checking one more time that the school audio's coming in good?
Yes,
and then while
sir.
he's doing that, I'm going to explain the very first thing that we're going to want to do when we make a beat. Anybody want to take a guess the very first thing we want to do when we make a beat is? It's kind of a trick question. You got any guesses, Don?
First thing you want to do when you make a beat?
Yeah, what's the first thing you want to do when you make a beat, bro?
Make sure that all your equipment is functioning.
Yeah, make sure all your equipment is functioning is a good one, bro. We didn't do that. Nah, we tried. That's the thing. I actually been at it for a while, but we've been messing around with this shit. All right, perfect, cool. Yeah, we've been messing around with it for a while, but sometimes when you start doing stuff on like live streaming and audio engineering, it can be complicated. So whatever, we'll do that in another video. But assuming that your gear is good to go, assuming that you're not live streaming, Lou says BPM. BPM is a super good answer. And I would probably agree with that if we were going to build the drums first. In today's case, we're going to kind of start it a little bit different. So we're doing a Benny Santo type beat. I think we'll start with that because I know we can cook pretty quick on that. Mm-hmm. And I kind of already have a little idea I want to mess with. So the first thing we're going to do with the Benny Santo type beat is we're going to get some guitar, because the drums will be kind of easy to add after that. So let's go get our guitar, bro. So you just hang tight.
Alrighty.
And the reason that I say we're not going to do BPM right away is because we want to figure out what kind of riff we're going to do first. And then match the BPM to that. Real quick.
Yes, sir.
So for me personally, there's a lot of different ways to approach this whole way of thinking. You can kind of just wing it, or you can do it a systemized way. And there's really no wrong way to do it, bro. So when I asked what's the way to start, Lou threw out BPM. And what that just means is the beats per minute. So for somebody who doesn't know, like let's say if we got a tempo like this, right? Right? However many times that rhythm happens per minute is what BPM stands for. So like just guessing that what I just did was around like 120. So a lot of beat makers, this is really common in the beat making realm, will basically be like, oh, I want a high BPM beat or a low BPM beat. And they kind of go off that. So like certain genres like house, for example, a lot of people will say like, oh, house is supposed to be 80 BPM or whatever it is. And generally don't even like to go off of it like that. I kind of go more off of like what I'm feeling and what the beat calls for. But again, it just depends on what you're trying to do. So there's no rules. So basically what I'm saying is you can either start with the BPM first, or you can start basically with an idea first and then try to find the BPM that fits your idea. So that's what we're going to do today. I have an idea kind of in my head, so I'm going to mess around on the guitar, and then we're going to find basically like how to build the beat around that, and I'll show you how that works.
Okay.
So let me get the guitar going real quick. So for those who don't know, we're going to use something called the Axe Effects, which is freaking badass. And what the Axe Effects allows me to do is it allows me to basically record anything that I want to record without having to mic up the guitar, which is great. So let me pull up my Axe Effects program real quick. And while I'm pulling that up, I'm going to get some levels on the guitar. So real quick, like you could do the exact same thing with a sample or with a keyboard part. It doesn't have to be guitar. That's just like what we're calling for today. It doesn't have to be something you play from scratch. We could do this with a sample. I just happen to be able to play what I'm hearing in my head, so that's how we're going to do it. But work with what you got. You can use a sample. You can use literally anything. You could use your friend. Your buddy plays horn. Hey, bro, come over. Let's make a beat. Play something real quick, and I'll make a beat to it. You know what I mean? All right, so here's the Axe Edit. This is where we're going to edit our tones for the guitar. This is kind of a special thing. This is how I do my guitars. We can do another video on this if you want, but this is like how I'm going to cook up my guitar tone. So we're just going to quickly, I'm going to fly through a guitar tone. We'll do more on that later, but I just want to get going and make something dope. And then where we get with the sauce is where we're going to build the beat around it.
Okay.
So bear with me. So first thing I'm doing is I'm just making sure my levels are good. And we'll tune in a second. All right, I only got a couple inputs, so I'm going to have to do this a certain way. But first thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to tune my guitar up. So for those who don't know anything about a guitar, it has to be in tune, which basically means we're just getting these strings to match up with the keys of the piano, which is very important because if we make a really badass guitar riff, but it's out of tune, then it's going to sound like butt, and it won't work with keyboards. So there's that. All right. Whoops, went a little too far. Let's try again. Cool. So this D on my guitar matches the D on the piano. I don't know who knows what, so we're just going to treat everybody the same here. And yo, by the way, if you got any questions, bro, feel free to just speak up, man.
Definitely. Right now I'm kind of sit back in and absorbing it.
Mm-hmm. People are going to make fun of how much I suck at tuning. That's okay. I can do it by ear, so it's cool. A lot of people can't do that. It took me a while to learn that. So as a drummer, man, I'm proud of that. Okay, let's see. Cool, that sounds pretty good. All right, now here's where we got to get a little tricky. So I only have 2 inputs, so I got to steal somebody's input so we can record. So I'm going to steal your mic input for a second.
Oh, that works.
But we'll put it back. We will put it back as soon as we get this little guitar riff done. So I should probably kill it before I do that. Oh.
Is that a pretty good suggestion to do? Make sure you always kill it before, like.
Yeah, definitely. You always want to turn your mic down before you unplug it because it'll make a big ass noise. Right. It can damage your equipment. Oh. We've got the output of the Axe effects going into the input of our interface on channel 2. This is all kind of basic recording stuff, but it might be new for some people, you know what I'm saying? So, alright, so now we got that going. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. Oh, and hopefully this doesn't sound like butt. Looks like I'm bringing in a booty signal. Sorry guys, I hope I didn't just kill everybody's ears. Let's try that one more time. Oh, it's because I have this on the wrong patch. Sorry guys. Sorry guys. See, this is the kind of stuff that doesn't really make such a big deal when you're in the studio by yourself, but when you're live streaming, it's a whole thing. All right, let's see. Is this not connecting? What's going on? Nope, we're connected. Okay, cool. Source. So this is pretty cool. So basically, this program connects to that thing on that rack over there. You see that thing with the lights on? So should be able to pull up a little tone. There we go. Not getting a good signal in. What's going on with that? Am I using the wrong cable or something? It's just flat?
Yeah.
That's unusual. I got a dead pickup. Or a little connection. Okay, cool. So it's just my guitar. All right. Check, check, check. Just making sure I can hear myself. Let's see if we can hear the guitar now. Cool. Can you hear the guitar, brother?
Oh, yeah.
All right. All y'all should be able to hear it as well. So one thing that you really got to drive home with music in general is patience, man. If you don't take the time to just be patient, it's going to be extremely frustrating. And then here's the crazy thing is, like, once you just lock in and basically just accept that, like, yo, I'm gonna figure this out if it takes me 1,000 hours, like, then it usually only takes like 100. You know what I mean? But you got to be ready to put in that 1,000, or you're gonna just be straight up struggling. So here, I'll put it right here so they can hear both of us. All right, cool. So now this is the fun part. This is where we get to do some tone crafting. Let me make sure that the mic is coming in over here. Well, you guys should be able to hear the guitar nice and crispy. So let's get a little whiskey with it. So we're gonna put. So do you know anything about guitars?
I mean, a little bit, not a whole lot though, to be honest.
Cool. No, it's cool. So and I'm a drummer, so like I'm not a guitar expert by any means, but you know, we know the basics, right? So something that you want to keep in mind with a guitar is like there's an amplifier and then there's a cabinet. And what that basically means is like if you look at, I don't know if you guys probably can't see it at home, but I got a little baby orange amp over here. You see how it's a little speaker? Mm-hmm. And you see how next to it there's like a little box that says orange on it. Mm-hmm. So that little box is the amplifier, and that's what actually like is driving the sound.
Right.
And then the speaker is just, that box is just a speaker.
Right.
So a lot of, when you see like a combo amp, like the one that's over there, I don't know if you guys can see the one that's behind my head, like right here. But like a combination amp that's like an amp that's just a box with a speaker, has the amplifier and the speaker like all built into one. Whereas most big boy amps, which is funny because that's like a little teeny tiny amp, but that little teeny tiny amp is doing what big boy amps do, just in a really small format. That's why I love it. It's fun to have.
Oh yeah, that brand's pretty legit.
Orange is sick, bro, and it's a great. If I had a little more time, we'd maybe use this to record. But yeah, it's a great amp. But point being is, so what the Axe-Fx is doing is the Axe-Fx is pretending to do that.
Right.
So you get to choose which amplifier you want to use. You get to choose which speaker you want to use.
Okay.
And the cool part is that instead of using a microphone, we're just recording directly into the computer. Nice. So we don't have to worry about like noise in the room and all that kind of stuff.
Right. It's almost picking up like a MIDI would.
Yeah, it's almost like a MIDI. It's a direct in. The only thing that makes it not like a MIDI is you can't change it later.
Okay.
So you kind of have to get like a good take, but it can get really, really good tones. Like a lot of my favorite bands, Animals as Leaders, Periphery, Yvette Young, a bunch of these people, like they use this. And what's really cool is when you perform live, you just plug it into the PA system and it's like, boom, sounds that good live.
That's
Same
nice.
with the recording. You plug it in and what you hear is what you get. There's no messing with mics and all that kind of stuff. Nice. So it's useful. I like it for recording and making beats a lot because it's just easy. So cool. Anyways, so what we're going to do is we're going to click an amp. I know we didn't expect to probably get like a guitar lesson, but what you'll notice, that something that I've noticed about guitar is, mixing is a lot like guitar because there's only so many effects. Like if you look right here, you'll see there's the amp, the cabinet is the speaker. Then there's like chorus, compressor, delay, drive. If you guys have seen our recording courses on school, you guys will know that we have something that breaks down every single one of those and kind of explains what it does. So if you understand mixing effects, you also understand guitar effects. And if you understand guitar, you understand mixing. And they're different, but there's a ton of overlap. So it's just good to pay attention to. Anyways, so we're going to put an amplifier. So let's pick what amp we want. So we're going to go to, it's a little bit different on this program, so we're figuring stuff out together. Global. Nope, that's not what we want. Basic. Where do I go? Jazz. Oh, here we go. Okay, cool. There it is. It's a little different. I'm always used to using the knob over there, which is why I'm excited about this thing. So let's see what we got cooking real quick. Huh. We should be hearing output, and we are not. Don't know why. What's going on with that?
It was putting it out.
Yeah, it was putting it out. Is it because of the amp? Bypass. So it must not be that. Oh. What the hell? Oh, it's my guitar again. Dude, what the hell? I just got this guitar, so it should not be doing that. Or is it maybe the input? I don't know. Yeah, unplug that real quick and just see what happens. Yeah, just yank it out. Don't be scared. Okay, now plug it back in. Maybe it's this cable. Let's switch cables real quick. Dude, Mercury is kicking my ass this week. It's crazy. I had all this stuff tested before we even did this. That's wild. I just used this guitar to record, so I know that thing works. That's why I'm like, is it the guitar?
No, you might have to have me break out the resins and come down here and really get a good smudge on your face.
Do it. Do it. Let's get some vibes in here. We're about to cook up, bro.
Bro, I got Gopal at home. I have dragon's blood.
Yeah, I should have lit some incense.
I got frankincense. I got myrrh. No transcendental in here.
You want to light one?
Yeah, we can.
Let's do it. Let's get some vibes cooking.
Sure, brother.
This one's a little shorter, but I just want to test it. Sorry about the mess, bro.
No worries.
Process of elimination, man. Would you turn that input knob up for me, please, bro? Like about halfway, like to the middle point. Yep. Just turn it all the way up to like about the middle point, like 12 o'clock. Yep. Okay, I think it was the cable. Yeah, it's like every single little weird thing that can go wrong is all going wrong. It's so weird. Right. But that's a lesson in persistence, you guys, because it's the way it goes sometimes. Show must go on. Looking for a lighter?
Yeah. And
then there's an ashtray right. Incense holder. Here you go, player. Also, if you want to get crazy, bro, there's a Buddha up there. It's holding a like a shaman wafter thing. If you want to get crazy, no pressure though. Let's get some vibes. All right, get my headphones back. What the f... Now the mic cable's not working.
Nice.
What?
Interesting.
He said add another layer, use a wireless guitar mic. I was just thinking, bro, I want to get a wireless rig so bad. My buddy was showing me his. It's freaking sweet. Yeah, that is the weirdest thing, dude. I'm tripped out right now. I can see it coming in. It's coming in. I'm just like confused on what to even try at this point. We need the guitar to do that Santo type beat, so the guitar is happening, bro. If we gotta pull the amp out, we'll pull the amp out. Was that what it was? Was it just a little bit loose?
I don't know. I heard that snap.
Yeah, it snapped good, right?
Yeah.
Is that what it was? Life that easy? Nope. Oh wait, let's see. I got it on instrument still. Let's switch it back to mic mode. Oh. Oh, it must be that shunt I had on. Okay, so it was the software. Let's go. Now we're cooking. That's cool. Can you hear that, Donnie? You hear the guitar?
Yeah, I can. Oh, yeah, I hear it clearly.
Oop. That's weird. Normally when I, we're learning so much, man. Normally, it doesn't work like that. I think we had a combination. I think the software was messing me up and the cable was messing me up, and now I couldn't like tell what it was. Let's try that now. So we got the two pre. So we're looking for something grungy, man. But let me get a cabinet first. All right. So before we get crazy and add effects and stuff like that, we're just gonna get a nice amp and a nice cabinet. So we just have the default amp and the default cabinet on right now. Fix this real quick. Appreciate you guys being patient, man. This is our first time doing the 100% from scratch on the live thing, so. All right. Cabinet, effect type. Mono high res, mono low res, stereo. Yeah, let's just do mono high res. Keep it nice and simple. What type of cabinet? Let's go through a little bit. I like to pick the cabinet before I pick the amp, because the amp is going to change the sound so much. Sometimes it's kind of nice to just see what the what the speaker's going to do to it first, if that makes sense. Like in general, I know this might be a little early for this, but whenever you have effects, like it affects everything in a certain order. So like if you have the EQ on first, it's going to do the EQ first. If you have a compressor first, it's going to do the compressor first. So you just like want to keep that in mind. You always want to like kind of think about what your goal is. So if you're adding a distortion, you want to add it to what you've already done. You don't want to, like, let's say you have a compressor and you have an EQ and you really like the way it sounds, and you add a distortion at the end, then it's going to distort what you've already done. Versus if you throw the distortion at the beginning, now it's going to distort the input of the EQ, and it's going to distort the input of the compression, and that's going to like exaggerate those effects probably in a bad way. And if you already like the way they sounded, you basically just put, like, you burnt them an extra notch when you didn't need to. Right. So just something to think about. So again, that's the logic with that. So I'm just going to find a cabinet that I like real quick, just something that sounds good to me. Let's just try like a 4, just because we're going for we're doing a rock song, right? We're going to do some metal shit, so I want something big and beefy. The rectifier, real quick, you see how it says recto right here? Yeah. So that's like, it's based off a dual rectifier, which is like a really popular amp. I'm sure there's an orange in here somewhere too. Green. Yeah, it's got a green amp, German, metal, South, Cali, aluminum base. Those are some custom ones that I haven't messed with yet. So let's try metal. What does metal sound like? Yeah, that has like more, has a little more chug to it. Yeah. Let's get metal. Let's take off the little chug pad so we can get some palm muting. Nice. I'm gonna drop this just a little bit so we can see what's going on. Cool. Well, cool. We got a good cabinet. Done. A big part of music, I know we didn't like do a great example of this today because we were doing some troubleshooting, which is just part of the game. Sometimes you got to take 4 hours and troubleshoot your shit to figure out the next sound that you want to do or whatever. But once you get that set up, it's easy. Like when you're making a beat and you kind of know what you're doing, you kind of have things set up, you kind of want to just move quick. Right. Because you don't want to overthink. A lot of people, I made this mistake a lot. You really overthink like every single little move, and it's just better not to do it. Your ears get tired, you start making dumb decisions. So we're not going to sit there and like try to go for perfection for the amp. We're just going to find something that sounds cool and move on. All right. So we got a cabinet that I'm pretty happy with. So now we're going to try to find an amp that we're happy with. Watch out, guys. It might be loud as That's already getting somewhere. What do you think? Sounds pretty good. I'm just kind of playing with the volume and the tone on my actual guitar. Yeah, definitely I'm feeling the bridge pickup. You know what I'm saying? It's already sounding pretty good already, man. So I'm just gonna skip around just real quick. I'm just gonna remember Marshall. We like the Marshall, but I just want to try something else just to see. So let's try. I don't know. Let's hear what the British one sounds like just to see. Oh no, that's not metal at all. That's not gonna do it all. That'd be cool for some like. You know, you like the Strokes? You know the Strokes?
Yeah.
Like, that's cool for that kind of thing. It's just good to notice while we're going by, like, oh, I like that. Maybe I'd use that for a different song. Like, one of the biggest, absolutely most important things in beat creation, this is something that Rick Rubin put me onto. Like, the reason that because Rick Rubin says this all the time. He's like, I'm not the best guitar player. I really don't even play that much. And I feel this way about myself. Like, if Rick Rubin doesn't play, then I don't even go outside. Like, I don't even have a guitar. You know what I mean? Right. Rick Rubin, just so you know, has made, like, probably almost all the banger songs you've ever heard. Like, I wish I could name some examples off the top of my head, but I'll do a follow-up on that. I'll send it to you. But anyways, he says that the reason that people pay him the big bucks, the reason that he makes songs that really stick out is because he knows what he likes and what he doesn't like. Right. And that's the hardest part, bro, is just deciding, do I like this? Do I not like this? So the more opinionated you can be and the more you take just a little bit of time to be like, oh, I like that. I don't like that. Like, you'll get way better over time. So anyways.
Okay.
So let's try just one more mic or one more amp. Recto. Let's try Das Metal. Let's see what that sounds like. Das ist Metal.
I definitely like that one a lot more.
There you go. That's not bad, right? I really liked the other one, but I feel like this one has a little more, like, it just rings out more. All right, now we're gonna do something metal. Do you know about Drop D?
Drop D?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
You know about power chords?
I do know a little bit about power chords, just because I had a buddy who used to play metal back out in Ohio and stuff.
Hell yeah. So the thing about power chords, man, this goes back, you remember the other night when we were doing our music theory lesson with King?
Yeah.
Did you catch some of that stuff?
Yeah.
So did you catch that there's like thirds?
Yeah.
So, exactly. So on the guitar, they sound like this. It's one of my favorite sounds. It's got like a cool, it's like dramatic, and it can be happy and sad. But you notice, like, this is a major one. Those are all major thirds.
Okay.
So just meaning it's a little bit of a higher interval. So it has like we call it major, it's just what we call it, but it has like a happier sound.
Right. Whereas the minors are a little more...
Has a little more tension. The minors have a little more tension, exactly. But it's the same thing. Kind of the same thing. Goes bum, dum, dum. Has that same interval. Right. So the thing about thirds is they have a quality. They have an emotional tone. So like if I go, that's 1, 2, 3, and I put those together, that's a third. But if I keep going and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there is no major or minor fifth. Right. It's just there's only a fifth. Right. And so because of that, it has kind of this like it has like a lack of quality to it, which kind of seems like it would be a bad thing, but it's awesome because you can sort of you can move it around at anywhere. Like that's not even a scale, I'm just like fucking around, but it sounds great because power chords just sound badass. They're called power chords for a reason. They have this like powerful, and then you throw a little dissonance in there. Already that sounds kind of metal, don't it? That might be the riff we're going to use in a little bit, by the way, just throwing it out there. But but the point being, they have an androgynous, which I know is a weird word to use, but they have an androgynous quality to them. Right. And they're very powerful because you can use them to almost fill a space without changing anything. It's a very powerful harmonic tool. So we'll get there, but long story short, drop D. So normally when you have a guitar, everything is tuned in fourths. So if I were to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, these are the same notes. This note, this 4 note, and the next string are the same note. Right. They sound a little different because they're not the same thickness, but it's the same note. And so here you can remember that because a fourth sounds like "Here Comes the Bride." Here comes the bride. Just so you can recognize it. You don't have to memorize that, but just keep it in mind. Yeah. So if I notice, that's the only one that's a third. And then the last one goes to a fourth. So the guitar is based around fourths. It's just the way it was designed, and that's why chords end up the way they end up. It's just the way the guitar was designed. The same way that the piano is based around octaves, the guitar is based around fourths. So anyways, I know I'm getting a little long-winded, but just bear with me. So what we're going to do is normally that fourth distance between the strings makes you have to play a power chord like this. But with drop D, I drop this down a whole step. So I'm going to drop this down 2 frets. So did you hear how it just got metal? Yeah. Did you hear how it just became metal in this motherfucker? Got metal as fuck in here. And what that is basically now when I just play open, I don't have to do shit and I'm playing a power chord. So all I have to do with my one finger is just go. Or however it goes. You know what I mean? So it's cool. It gives you all these options. So it makes it really fun. So you can kind of just be an asshole and just go. And like, I just even threw a major one in there. And it's just metal as fuck all the time. It's great. So anyways, that's what we're going to do today. Okay. So now that we got like a nice tone, it's clean. It's clean, but it's not powerful. We're just going to add one more thing, and it's called an overdrive. Let's add an overdrive. And we're going to add it before and just see what happens. You hear how I just got even like a little more metal? Mm-hmm. So let's bypass it real quick. Bypass. let's enable it. It instantly got more metal, right? Pretty good. I like that a lot. Now we're going to add one more thing. I'm going to add a compressor because I want to. Do you know what a compressor is, Don?
Compressor, no.
So what a compressor does is it takes volumes that are like different heights. So like let's say you have like a part that's like do 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 or whatever. It's gonna make it more squeezed down and make it more do 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 do. Like I'm doing a melody thing, so it's not the best example, but like so if I'm doing something like it's gonna just smooth those out. Like you can't even really hear a difference now because the compressor's on and it's smoothing it out. But basically, it smooths out volume differences,
right?
And it makes it sound full and ballsy. And it's one of those things like when you hear a rapper and they go and it sounds just like full as fuck. Compression is one of the big things that makes that effect. Okay. And so it just kind of controls the dynamic range. So let's mess with it real quick. So I don't want to go too crazy. Let's just kind of play with it real quick. Wish I had a left-handed mouse over here. Okay, so what attack does, attack basically decides how soon it comes in, and release decides how long it's going to last. So I'm just playing with that till I get a tone I like. That sounds pretty metal already, right? Just playing with the volume a little bit. And I'm honestly like being a little bit too nerdy about this, but it's just something I've thought a lot about, so I'm having fun with it.
Oh, of course.
Let's turn up the... I like that, but the mix is too high. Sounds pretty good. Come up a little bit with it. This is pretty metal. Cool, I'm pretty happy with that. And then normally I would probably add an EQ. But because we're going to be making a beat, like if I was going to record guitar for like some band stuff, I would almost definitely add an EQ. But because we're recording for a beat, and I might want this shit to be like stupidly heavy for like the beginning, I'm going to leave all the low end on there. And we can cut it off later if we want. So I'm just going to skip that. So it's pretty simple. So boom, we just made this whole tone right here. Like it was no big deal. And then I'm going to save as. Save to new location. Save it. I don't know, let's put it on number 7. Lucky number 7. I'd probably put a gate on too. You hear like that little bit of noise, like, it's coming in.
Yeah.
We can cut that off, but I'll do that in post because it just gives me a little bit more control. Okay, so you've been so patient and we're crushing it. Are you ready? You ready to make some fucking beats?
Yeah, let's get it.
Cool. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to just bust open a new track. We're going to hit the record button. We're going to make sure we disable the monitoring so it doesn't fucking feedback all crazy. Because we got some crazy stuff going on. Okay, so we're not monitoring. So you guys, in theory, should still be able to hear my guitar, but you won't be able to hear this till we play it back. Hopefully, we'll find out. Okay, so I'm going to set it to input 2, because that's where we have our guitar plugged in, is on input 2. So you see, That sounds pretty good, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's metal, bro.
It's chugging pretty hard.
We chugging. We're chugging, bro. Yeah, I'm disappointed that it took this long because I know everybody probably fell off. They probably like went to bed and had shit to do. But this is gonna be a banger beat. I can already feel it in my bones, so it's worth it. Thank you for sticking it out. All right. So now here's the fun part. So now we kind of got to commit a little bit. So it's really easy to just like fuck around for hours and hours and hours and like not actually do anything. It's really easy to do that, and you don't want to do that. What we want to do is just kind of have like, you don't have to have it all figured out. That's a mistake as well. But you want to just kind of have an idea. So here's what I'm imagining, right? There's a lot of these beats going around that are basically just like a metal riff and like hip hop drums. So, and then you know how we've talked about in the past, like doing the structure. Yeah. So I'm thinking of pretty simple, heavy riff, some version of all the shit that I was playing earlier. And then like, you know, like imagine I'm just going to sing it. This is a good idea too. If you can sing it, you can play it. If you can sing it in your head, you can make it into a beat. So I'm thinking in my head some like just some riffy shit. And it could be completely different when we come out, but like that's my idea in my head, right? And then when the verse comes in, because I'm thinking of just having it super open, like real heavy, like real heavy, and then maybe when the verse comes in, having it tighten up a little bit, like more closed hi-hats, more like instead of fucking instead of some real heavy shit, more like right something like that. Like, does it kind of make sense? Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking. And so if that's what we're gonna do, we kind of need to commit to a tempo. And you notice how we're already both bobbing our head? Yeah. As soon as you see somebody bobbing their head, you're in the right direction. So, including yourself, if you notice yourself go, oh, I'm feeling that. Even if you're like, it sounds like shit, if you notice yourself bobbing your head, that's some fire. So, let's get it. So, I'm going to label this track guitar. And what I'm going to do, this is one of the coolest features about Reaper. You can come down here. It's in 6/4. We don't want 6/4. I'm going to put it to 4/4. Before we have problems to start with already. Do you know what 4/4 and 6/4 is?
4/4 and 6/4 now.
So it's time signatures, and that's just a fancy way of saying like how many notes do you count before you start over. Okay. So if I'm doing like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or if I'm doing like we're doing 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Sorry, it's hard for me to sing and play at the same time, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what I'm saying? And 99% of beats we're gonna do are gonna be 4/4. So if the beat is going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's just gonna fuck everything up. So we gotta make sure. The only reason it's like that is because my last client was in 6/4. But anyways, so you see it down here. It says 4/4. So that's where that comes in.
4 on the floor.
Hey, Lou says 4 on the floor. Appreciate you still locking in, bro. Cool. So now we got it set to 4/4. So now we want to kind of think of that tempo. So what is that tempo? It's like boom, 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 boom. So I'm going to literally click on this over here. And I'm going to tap the tempo. See how it says tap tempo? These little tiny letters, it says tap tempo. Yeah, he says all the features in Reaper cool. Yeah, dude, I'm saying, bro. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And see how it just came up with 93? So that gives that just tells you what tempo that is. So fuck it, let's try 93, right? All right, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna turn the metronome on by clicking this, and that's gonna give you your time. And if you're gonna notice, that click is going to line up with these lines right here. Remember we were talking about the grid? So this is how you keep shit lined up to the grid, and it's so important. So let's just mess around. So I'm just going to hit record, and I'm just going to mess around. And then when I kind of lock in, I'm going to try to get like 4 bars that are really good. Okay. And then keep that. So a really cool feature in Reaper, all the Reaper features are cool, by the way, like Lou said, is you can select a 4-bar. So see how it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Everything's 4. See how it's 4 sections, 4 bars? Mm-hmm. We're going to hit this loop button right here, the repeat button. Oh, it was already on. You can do that by hitting R as well, which is really clutch when you're like mid-listening and you want to just like, you can start doing DJ shit. It's pretty badass. So we'll hit the repeat button. So now that I hit the record button, it's just going to go around in a circle. And you hear that that click track? I don't think you guys will be able to hear the click track at home.
That metronome.
Yeah, but we can hear it on our headphones. We could print something for that for later. He said use 96. It's 8 by 12. I don't know what that means. What do you mean 96? Oh, bro, are you talking about the tempo? Man, that stuff doesn't matter at all to me, at all whatsoever. We don't care about that. So he's saying that use 96. It's 8 divided by 12, which is true mathematically, but tempo is all relative. So it's all pizza. Remember we talked about pizza slices? So if I have 1, 2, 3, 4, you have only so many ways you can cut that up. You can go beans, 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 tacos, 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 burrito, 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 chimichanga, 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 chimi. That's it. I don't care if you're 96. I don't care if you're 93. I don't care if it's 93.25468. Like some just stupid tempo that's just some completely indivisible it does not matter. As long as it starts over every 4 counts and they're evenly spaced, which if they're not, you're on some other stuff, so we don't do that here. As long as they're evenly spaced and you're cutting them into those even pieces, tacos, burrito, burrito, chimichanga, it's quarter notes is beans, tacos is 8th notes, burritos is triplets, 1 2 3 1 2 3, triplet, triplet, burrito, burrito, and chimichanga is 16th notes, 1 iana, 2 iana, 3 iana. So that's it. There's nothing else. So if I have bop, 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 1 2 3 4, I can go 1 2 3 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. There's no other possibilities ever. So as long as you keep that in mind, and one of my favorite features about Reaper, once we make a beat in whatever tempo, as long as everything's synced up correctly, we can then change the tempo to anything we want. It's awesome. You can speed stuff up, slow stuff down. You can take a sample and cut it in half. You can do anything. It's awesome. So, Lou, we don't worry about that. So don't worry about that. You're just going to confuse yourself. You're going to cause problems. You don't. It's like, this is a fun analogy. It's kind of like the whole, you assume a flat plane when you fly, even though everybody knows it's not a flat plane. You just don't think about it because the math doesn't affect what you're actually doing. Right. But that's a whole other topic. Anyways. So cool. So we got this going. So first thing I'm going to do actually is I'm just going to throw a drum in real quick just so that the folks at home can hear the grid. So I'm literally just going to go in here and grab a kick. So if, you guys can't see what I'm doing. I pulled up this is my samples. I'm gonna hook you up with some samples too because we have a pack that we recorded here, bro. I'll hook you up. So I'm gonna type in kick, and hopefully it doesn't take a million hours. Oh, you know what? I should probably go because this is pulling all my stuff. We should go directly to the samples. Okay, let's do kick. It's gonna search up all my kicks on my whole computer. Okay, let's pick. These are some samples that we made. That's a didgeridoo we recorded.
Nice.
Shout out Zachary Ray, man. That's my dog. All right, we want an actual kick though. So let's do sample packs. That's what we want. Kick. We want like an electronic kick or something. Just a little something to hold us. Another feature that Reaper has that is awesome is, let's say you make a pat. Remember? Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Remember when you first started making beats and you're like, dude, I got these packs, but I don't have serum, and so I can't do shit with them. You know what I mean? And That's it's one of the reasons I personally like to do just like hand dropping samples. One, because it's just easy, and two, you can really like if I have a kick on one track and I have a snare on another track, I can completely control both of them like however I want, which is mad clutch. So, man, you ain't found no kicks yet? Hurry up. Hurry up. Is that fun to listen to? I hope it is. Okay, let's get a kick. Let's get a kick. Let's get a kick. Lex Luger. This is classic, bro. I love the Lex Luger pack. Oh, my sample rate is choking out, though. We'll just start with this one. Because why not? So I just drag it in. You see I just dragged it in? It's literally that easy, bro. And then you see how we have the these grid points? So if I right-click on, I think it's Snap. Man, it's been so long. I don't even think about it. Yeah, see this little, this magnet thingy? If we right-click on that, it'll open up this little window. And then this will let you choose what pizza slices you want. Remember we talked about pizza slices? Yeah. So quarter note is beans, eighth note is tacos, 16th note is chimichanga. And it doesn't matter, but like it'll just show you. So like watch, we're on beans right now. I like that I shout out the Mexican food, you know what I'm saying? We got to represent Arizona. But that's how it was taught to me in drumline, so that's why I teach that way. Right. Anyways, so quarter note, that's what we're looking at. So we're gonna see at a BPM of 93, it's gonna look like beans, 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 tacos, 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 tacos. Does that kind of make sense? Yeah. So if we put it to taco mode, eighth note mode, you see how we just doubled the lines? Mm-hmm. So I like to make beats either in like eighth note mode or 16th note mode, usually, depending on what I'm doing, because like if I want to put the kick in a certain place and I don't have enough lines, I don't have as many options. But if you put it in like 30-second mode thinking, oh, more lines are better, it can get really confusing and you can start, it just gets messy. So right. Let's start on eighth note mode, and if we need to do some chimichanga stuff, then we'll do that, but we might not need that right away. So I'm just going to put just a real simple pattern here. Just a real simple. See how I'm just dragging it every so many notes, like every four lines? That's literally all it is, bro. So boom, we got that. And let me change the sample rate or the buffer size real quick. It's farting out on us. My computer can't handle the load. It just can't handle it. Trying to dismantle it in the dark with the candlelit. Oh, it's still choking out a little bit. Check. Did we come back? Yes, we're back. Cool. Okay, I guess I just had to reset it because I changed buffer size. That is super good to know. Thank you, Lou, for not letting me talk for another half an hour and not have the mic on. Because that would be so upsetting. It'll come back. There we go. Yep. All right, cool. I'm just going to keep going because I can't wait another minute for him to find out. No audio at all. No, we're definitely getting audio. We're definitely getting audio now. I think it just went out for a second. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out. Oh, I bet you I got to reset this one too while we're here. He said back. Yep, 10-4. My man. Lou, I really appreciate you, bro. You're the man, bro. Reaper, let me just redo this one more time because I already bet you it's going to be a pain in my butt.
That in here. Had him try to fly on my nose twice now. Fucker.
Check. 1, 2. Okay, cool. Seems like everything's back now. Appreciate you. That's really good to know, man, because we haven't done it this way before. So, okay. So, now we got our, I forget what I was saying. What the fuck was I talking about before we did that? I'm talking about tacos and burritos or what?
Yeah, we were talking about tacos and burritos. You set up the beats. You had it set to the measure of 4.
Yeah, exactly. So anyways, I don't know. I don't want to get too crazy. And by the way, if I tend to over-explain a little bit, bro. So if I go too crazy, just fucking tell me, all right, bro, chill. But this is just sort of the nature. It's kind of like we're going to fly through everything.
All right, bro, chill.
And then, you know, like, as you do it again, it'll be like, oh, I remember this. So a lot of this is going to feel like, holy fuck, this is a lot. But just try to soak it all up, and it'll come back. So don't trip. So, cool. We got this little 4x4 thing going. Appreciate you, Lou. You're a gangster. So, we're going to get the guitar going. Now, something that's very important when you're recording, I don't know how much recording you've done, but you see how it's not coming in super loud.
Yeah.
So, like, if we look at it on here, same thing with my microphone. It's coming in, like, around -18. That's good because anything louder than that, your interface is going to basically cook the signal. It's going to make it sound like butt. So when you see people with their signal like slammed to like the top of the thing, that means that they're like, you see
their mic and they're coming off hot.
They're coming off hot. You see how this is already to the top of the screen? Or the top of the track, excuse me. That's normal once you've completed mixing and mastering, once you've bounced it out. So that's a lot of samples are going to come like that.
Right.
But because we're mixing it with other things, we want to turn that down and have everything at a little bit of a lower volume. So while you're recording, again, when we're mixing, we'll bring out everything back up when we're done. So, all right. That's pretty slow, actually. Yeah, that feels more like it. Maybe I was just feeling it weird. Okay, so just so I can feel, because I want it to feel a little bit faster, so I don't have to. Yeah, he says -18 to -6 in. Totally agree with that, RMS. Which is just a fancy way of measuring it. You don't have to overthink that, but you don't want it too hot. You can hear it too. Once you start doing it, you'll be like, oh, I can hear that's coming in. Just sounds like butt.
Yeah, no, there was a beat pack I had bought from somebody, and a lot of I wish I would have realized it and got to hear them before I bought the pack. But there's a lot of, like, they're heavy subs and stuff that just sound like complete ass, and you have to, like, completely turn them down to even
use them at all?
Yeah.
That's interesting. So, yeah, like, normally...
it just sounds like the headphones are blowing out trying to hear them.
Normally, you're going to have to turn them down a little bit, but it shouldn't be that much. So, it's possible that either you're... So, we call this gain staging, and what that means is, like, you want your gain, your volume... at every stage to be right. And it's something we would kind of have to just go through your setup. But like, you see how I have all these different like stages of like, okay, did this sound good? Did this sound good? Like, you just have to go step by step.
Right.
And we'll totally do that at your spot one of these days, or maybe you could bring your computer over. But long story short, like when you're mixing stuff together, there's like the volume that the sample hits this track at and the volume that this track goes out are two different things, and they both have to be good. Every single plugin that you use, it has to go in at the right volume and it has to come out at the right volume.
Right.
So like, you just want to know at every stage the gain has to be not too loud, not too quiet. Otherwise, you're going to get distortion or you're going to get noise. If it's too quiet, you're going to boost it up. It's going to bring noise. If it's too loud, it's going to be distorted and fucked up in the first place.
Right.
Lou says clean, clear, little extra like compression and reverb, can apply those later. Exactly. Yeah, you always want to get a cleaner signal up front. You can add effects later, especially when we're making beats, because like if I had a bunch of fancy reverbs and stuff and then we want to mix it, it's already cooked. It's like trying to cut the cake, or that's not a good example. It's like trying to put nuts in a cake after you already baked it and the icing's already there. It's just, you can't do that. It's already baked.
Right.
So all right, let's mess around and see if we can catch a good riff. So I'm going to just loop this. So I have this little section looped. I might even make it twice as long. Yeah, I think I'll make it twice as long. And then we're just going to loop this and record until... He said you can wake the dead with your monitor, but your interface input needs to be reasonable. That's so true. When he says monitoring, like you hear how we're listening to our vocals?
Yes.
You can turn that shit up as loud as you want. I really like that. I'm stealing that, Lou. He said you can wake the dead with your monitor, but your interface input needs to be reasonable. That is so on point. I'm stealing that. You just got clipped, Lou. Good job. All right, let's mess around. Let's see. Okay, so now we got a nice we got a feel now. Now we can cook. And I'm going to fuck around with some noises and stuff too, because why not? So we'll be like, oh, that comes right on. We've got no in between. That's fine. All right, cool. I just did it a few times so that we have like some options to mess with.
I'm sending you an invoice, no theft.
That's all right. I'll send you $5 for it. That's all right. I feel like we can get it just a little bit cleaner, so I'm going to try it one more time. But we can work with that, so... And really quick, you notice how when you're recording on Reaper, it just like goes over and over and over and over again?
Yeah.
Super useful. I'm going to make a new track real quick, because this is already getting messy from all those little BS takes from before. So I'm going to mute this. All right, here we go. All right, that's plenty. I just want to mess around with a couple different versions. So I did one that was like more all the way through, and one that like stopped and started a little bit. Maybe we could do that for like a verse or something. I don't know. But so this is where the fun comes in. So now we kind of we call this comping. Donnie told me the other day what comping actually stands for, and I forget. Lou, do you remember what comping stands for? But basically, we're choosing each part that we want. Lou's dropping some knowledge, just going over my head a little bit. He said if you start your loop on 30-second mark, you can loop and comp tracks more accurately with the pre and post loop markers. Okay, what's a pre and post loop marker? Setting a buffer before after allows to time and punch in more accurately. So are you kind of saying that the Reaper will sort of like comprehend the buffer size in advance? Because I've always wondered about that. That sounds really gangster. How do you do that? Because I'll do that. You just do it like later in the track like this, or what? Compositions. I thought it was something else. I feel like I would have remembered compositions. Reaper has comps and takes. Yes, exactly. What do you mean it has comps and takes? You mean they're different? So I didn't know that. Dude, you're just putting me on all types of games. This is why we're doing it live with Lou, bro. He knows like some little gems that, because I just self-taught, man, so I didn't take the time to learn every little detail. So that's awesome. Oh yeah, look at that. There is a comp. Save as new comp. Huh. So you can save like multiple. You can save like multiple comps. That's badass. I did not know you could do that. Okay, so just move it over 30 seconds and loop from 0. Yes. Okay, I did not know that. So apparently if we do this, it'll be more accurate because it gives Reaper time to process.
Yeah.
Some sauce from Lou. Sick. I guess we'll do it one more time. I already like what we had, but we'll do it one more time just for fun and we'll fuck with it. Cool. You can play to other aspects and time in better. Oh, that sounds awesome. That's good to know. I like that. We like that riff? Mm-hmm. Let's not overcomplicate it, right?
No, not at all. I like what he was saying, too.
What's that?
Talking about how, like, you know...
Oh, the sauce he's dropping?
Yeah. And stuff like that. Because, like, especially even with, like, vocal recording, you know what I mean? Like, you always get that, like, latency lag. So, like, if you punch in from a pre-point like that, it's easier. Like, it's already recorded. So by the time you say something...
Right. Especially if you're monitoring from Reaper. Because right now we're monitoring from... He said your takes comps are still... Anyways, real quick, let me finish my thought before we get distracted by comments. You can... I forgot what I was going to say. Too late. He said your takes comps are still start at the loop line. You can add a buffer before and after to give you more space and timing. I don't know what that means. You are start and stopping on the line. Yeah, I don't know what you mean. What do you mean? Your takes comps are still at the loop line. You can add a buffer before and after to give you more spacing and timing. How do you do that? You can add some space before and after. I'm confused. There's space before and after. Do you mean like in the loop itself?
I think he does mean.
But then I would have to wait though. I don't want to wait. That's the thing. I want it to just like loop and loop and loop and loop and loop and loop so that I don't have to. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I don't want to. Here's the thing. Everybody has their own secret sauce. And Lou's dropping sauce, bro. But I do it the way that works for me, and it works for me, and sometimes you can get derailed, bro. So this is the way I've always done it, especially too with like making beats. It kind of doesn't matter because you can move it wherever you want it. But yeah, more accurate the better. I'm just confused. If you can explain a little bit better, I'm totally down. But I want to keep moving through this. I don't want to spend too much time like messing with how to do loops a different way. Plus, you know, since we're hearing it in real life, like I'm playing it to record at a specific spot but start the loop far in advance. Yeah, I'm just confused. I don't understand. Yeah, well, it is what it is. If it chops, it chops. It sounds good to me, so I'm not worried about it. I don't really hear chopping, to be honest with you. So yeah, I don't know. If there's a way to do it both, I'm down, but plus, yeah, like I was gonna say, since we're hearing it live in real life, like I'm playing it in real time to the track. If I need to just like scoot it over like 10 milliseconds, I can do that. There's actually a feature in Reaper that does it for you. But yeah, I'm confused what he means by chopping. I don't understand chopping. Like maybe the end of the riff gets chopped off, but I don't need it because I can always just do that, or I can, yeah, I'm just a little confused on what you mean. Okay, and then I feel like that's good, but these little chum-chums are, need like a good one. There we go. Maybe switch this part. So, my bad, I'm not explaining what I'm doing. So all I'm doing is I'm figuring out, like, let's say I like this, but I want to change this. I'm clicking right here, and I'm hitting the S button, and that's cutting that right there. So now I can change the take on just this part.
So what was the hotkey you did? Control S?
No, just S. Just S. Literally just S,
so
yeah.
if you click and press S, it'll split?
Yep.
Okay.
So if I click right here, press S, you see how it splits?
That's just handy to know. Because,
super handy.
I was like playing with the at home when I was making my own beats. I've already gotten into splitting and like chopping the beat up a little bit.
Yep.
But like, it makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I know you got the hotkeys you posted in the classroom.
Yep, it's on there.
I haven't fully immersed studying.
It's a process.
Memorizing
it's a dude. I don't know all. I know like a handful of them. The way I always learn it is like, I will, like if I find myself doing something 1,000 times, then I'll just figure out like what the hotkey is. But you don't need any of that stuff. You know what I mean? But S, since like, so what I do is I put my finger on the F keyboard or on the F key, and so my ring finger is on S. So I just keep it there, and then I can kind of just do it without looking. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then Control Z is a good one to have on speed dial.
That's an undo.
Yeah. Control Z. Yeah, exactly. So, okay, so we split this up, and then we're going to hit the T button, the T key, or you can right-click and do take, next take, and it does the same thing. But basically, T goes forward, and Shift T goes back. So I'm just going to do that to just really quickly kind of just fly through these and just see. This one, and this is the really cool part. It was one of my favorite features of Reaper. You can grab this and see I'm holding Alt. It changes to these little hands. Then I can stretch it. Which I don't even know if I like that better, but it's just a cool feature. Depends on the... I think I went the wrong way. Let's try this. I can hear something. Yeah, like that's a little slow. So like, yeah, that part's just falling behind a little bit, so I'll tighten it up a little bit. Make sure. I'm just fading these over each other a little bit. You don't have to do that. I think it sounds better sometimes.
Yeah, it meets the splits a little better. I know what you're doing.
Yeah. Just go off your ears, man. He says the loop has half bar before the take record and half bar after is important to playing with other tracks and timing. The way you are doing it is fine, but if you were timing to other tracks, the keys and vocals will play along, but only record the section you want to plug in. I don't know, man. I built lots and lots and lots and lots of beats like this. I've never had an issue. So, I don't know. We'll see. Plus, I quantize a lot of stuff. It'll be fine. The cool thing about hip-hop, bro, and, like, honestly, a lot of modern genres is, like, as long as the notes are in the right place when it's done, it doesn't really matter. I think whatever timing issues that you may be hearing, I don't know, man. I don't think it's gonna make or break my situation. I could be wrong. I would love to, if you want to drop some, like, I don't know, if you want to put any further resources for me to look into, I'm super down. I've just never really had an issue with it. So, anyways, let's see what we got. And then switch this one out. Oh, I like that. That dun 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 dun. It's like goes up one more time. That sounds weird.
I definitely could hear where you could have a hi-hat at.
What'd you say?
I said I definitely could hear where you could have like a hi-hat at.
Yeah, totally.
Like after like about...
You starting to hear the rest of the beat come out?
Yeah, like after like the third beat, like a like, you know what I mean? So after the like third kick, after the third kick, like right before the fourth, you get a
Yeah, I hear you. That'd be cool.
Something I could hear.
Okay, then this is just going like a...
Sorry, I don't mean to knock you off your flow.
Oh, no. You're good. You're good. Slide that forward a little bit. There we go. Can I blend those, though? Yeah. Okay, and then this one. So notice, like, right here, you see how it's, like, lining up perfectly with that line? Mm-hmm. And then see how this one's just a little bit ahead? Mm-hmm. That's how you can sometimes tell when it's off the beat. I kind of just have an eye for it, but... I think that actually made it good. That's rushing a little bit. So I'm just tweaking this till I like it, stretching things. Yeah. You know? It's getting there.
Who says you need to add a neck grinder in there?
He said,
add a neck grind.
I'll get you some more info. I really appreciate that, bro, because maybe I'm just not understanding. And then he says you need to add a neck grind in there. A neck grind? What does that mean? What's a neck grind?
I don't know. Maybe he's like talking about like.
Oh, like a slide? Yeah. That'd be sick.
I wonder if that's.
I bet you, because earlier I was trying to do that, like one of like a. For sure, something like that.
I wonder if that's what he was referencing.
I bet you that's what he means. I call it a slide, but same difference.
Yeah, like a power slide.
That's one thing that's funny, bro. Like everybody has their own names for shit. All right, let's hear this real quick. One little thing that's bothering me in here. I don't like that. So let's get rid of this. Let's bring this back out, and then let's find one we like. that sounds weird. I don't like that one either.
Yeah, drag a pick down the strings. What he was referencing.
What's that?
Dragging a pick down the strings is what he was referencing.
Oh yeah, a string rake. That's what I know it as. Yo, my bad. I can't hear you very well when you sit back there. So if you want to say no, it's cool. I just want to make sure I can hear what you're saying. Yeah, there's like this one little part I don't like. Let's just get rid of it and start fresh. Sometimes better just grab a different part. I think that was okay. And then blend it a little bit, and then we're... Okay, I think we're off to the races. Okay, so now we've got... He said drag a pick down the strings. Yep. So now we've got a basic riff, which is really all we need, but let's add just like a couple more layers. Let's see if we can find something cool. And then I'm probably not gonna go too crazy on the editing on this one, but let's just check it out. Let's see. So I'm disarming this track, I'm arming this track, still on input 2. Let's go. Yeah, something like that. I like that. Let's do try like a... sounds like. See what we got. Cool, that's kind of cool. Let's try one more with some octaves. And like we might bring the stuff in and out, we might bury the fuck out of it, but let's just try. And something I've noticed over my career making beats is like a lot of the times, like when you first get it going, you're like, I don't really know if I'm feeling this. It's missing something. You just got to keep going. If you stick with it to the end, even if it's not your favorite beat, you'll like it better than when you started. And it's just all about going through that. But like, don't be attached to making this one beat perfect. Like, just be attached to the process of making beats. Right. Something John Mayer said, he's like, I don't even care if I like the song anymore. He's like, I'm just trying to write it and see where it goes, and I'll decide later if I like it. You know what I mean? I really think that's wisdom. Right. So, all right, let's see what we got. That was all right. We'll see. I like that actually. It's creepy, but it's cool. Let me just get one more, because that end part's kind of yucky. knows how to be good. All right, that's good enough. So let's keep going.
My bad.
No, you're good. And so all I'm doing right now is kind of just playing with the levels, bringing stuff up, bringing stuff down. This right here is the panning. I don't know if you heard, I was like moving stuff to the left headphone, to the right headphone. So that's this knob right here. So if we listen just to this by itself, hit the solo button, we'll hear this by itself. You hear how we're like moving it from one headphone to the other? So now we're getting making a little bit of room for both of these to kind of occupy their own space. I like that. I think that's cool. And it sounds really like just straight metal. We're gonna make it sound a lot more hip hop in a second here. I kind of want to just see if maybe we can get one more like high thing going on. Let's see. It might sound like butt right now, but have faith in me. So again, like sometimes you want to imagine what the beat's gonna sound like, not what it sounds like right now. So like to me, this sounds kind of harsh and like but I know I'm gonna put some reverb on it.
Yeah.
And it's gonna sound sick as fuck, maybe. So let's just play with that for a second. And this, I'm imagining this as being kind of like something separate that goes. Like everything we've heard so far is kind of like the rhythm section, like kind of just holding it down and like making the part. Whereas this is going to be more like a different element, like a lead or something.
All right.
Let's see. Let's see what happens. That's alright. I don't know, I'm kind of feeling it, but not really. And sometimes you take a shot, you don't like it, it's all good, but let's see. That's okay. Something in there. Sorry, I suck at guitar, guys. That's kind of cool. Like maybe just a little more or less. Maybe. Yeah, we might not even use any like this may change a lot, but like I said, you keep throwing shit and then you see what sticks, right, man. So maybe let's like pan it off a little bit. All right, let's see. So now we got all. What's up?
You said you're looking for something high, right?
Yeah, what you think? What you got?
So like when you're like like you're just... something like the EC, kind of like so like on. So when you play the whole beat, play it real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know, like you just like kind of figure, or maybe you could even try to stretch them out a little bit.
So, I don't know. What do you think? Is that in the ballpark, or what do you think? Is that like kind of your idea, or no?
I mean, yeah, it's something like that. I feel like something playing along the lines is just finding the right...
Like matching the melody?
Yeah.
Okay.
But something along...
I don't know. I almost feel like... I almost feel like that would maybe be cooler as like a synth or something.
Yeah,
like
well,
maybe
yeah,
like
maybe that's how I'm hearing it more. It is a synth. Because
something in that area, maybe like.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it would be cool as a guitar. I was kind of messing with that earlier, and I felt like it was coming out too Spanish. I don't know. That's okay. What do you think? Okay, it wants to be something. It wants to be a real boy. Let's see.
Yeah, I mean, it has potential.
Let's dig around a little bit. That's okay. That was alright. That's alright, right?
Yeah. I think that might be it.
If we did like a... I don't know, I feel like the legato thing's almost better. I think that was probably one of the better ones, honestly, just kind of keep it simple.
Yeah. Heavy low strings, 110 hertz will add a feeling of ominous.
At 110 hertz? Heavy low strings at 110 hertz? That's a very EQ based way of looking at things. We might bust out some strings though. All right, cool. So I think we have plenty of parts. So here's the funny part, right? So we just did all that stuff, and let me set my guitar on down for a second here. Sorry guys if that's noisy. I'm sorry guys, so sorry. My bad, I'm sorry. Oh, my plugins! Now that's not gonna count. That's not gonna play. You can just leave that on the floor if it ain't in your way. Oh, and then let me get the mic back. Right. Whoa. Whoa! All right. Let's just make sure. Can you hear yourself?
Yes, sir.
You can? I don't hear. Oh, I got to turn your mic back on. My bad.
Oh, yeah, okay.
One more time?
Yo, yo, yo.
Cool, perfect. All right, now we're back. So, now that here's the way I kind of look at beats, man. This is like perhaps a simplistic way to look at things, and that's good because simple is better than complex, right? Or complicated, I should say. So, basically, man, with a beat, you just start with a riff. You start with something dope, and you build around that. So for me, the riff that I liked the most was this first one that we did. So that's going to be like our main, we're going to call that guitar main riff. So we're just going to mute everything else for now. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to mix this down just a little bit. So I'm going to throw some effects on here. The first effect I'm going to throw on here is the little bit of limiting and a little bit of compression. We already have compression on it, but I would like to have some more. Please, may I have another? Which one? It's the one I was using yesterday. I was having fun with. Is this bad boy? This bad boy? So, do you remember what compressor does?
Compressor is what it'll lower it down to where like it kind of.
So it does
muffled lower... it, kind of muffles it. It kind of like how do I want to put it in the right words?
So yeah, it does. It does. It brings the level down, but the key thing to remember is that when it squeezes everything down, because we're gain staging, we're going to bring that back up. So it squeezes it down, but then the overall vibe is it actually gets louder.
Yes.
Because the louder parts get quieter, and then everything gets louder. Right. Does that kind of make sense?
Yes.
So it's kind of squeezing it down?
Yeah, because once you like kind of tighten it in and then you boost out, it's like...
Exact. It's going to hit
direct.
If you do it right, and if you do it wrong, it's going to be all smudged and blurry and sound like poop. So let's try and do it right. Let's see what we can do. So this is with no compression. This is with compression. I'm going to do a little bit more reduction. That's already sounding like a lot more contained. So real quick, I'm going to turn it off and on, and I want it to be this. Remember we talked about it being the same level. So that's getting a little bit quieter to me. Boom. It's pretty close. It sounds a little bit louder, but it's about the same volume. So that way we can kind of hear what the compression is actually doing. And so we don't have gain issues as well. So that's already controlling a lot of the harmonics and the EQ and stuff, which is good to pay attention to. Let's try that. That sounds good to me. The thing with mixing too, man, is like less is more. Even with beats like where we're going to be like pretty aggressive and get pretty crazy with it, you still less is more, man. So, okay, cool. So we're going to put a limiter. And one thing, do you know the difference between mono and stereo? Did we go over that last time?
I don't think we did.
So mono means one, like the monad, right? And stereo means two.
Yeah.
So the idea basically is like mono is one speaker and stereo is two speakers. So if you're listening to something in mono, like right now, this is a microphone that only has one input. Yeah. So this is a mono signal. It's a one signal. Versus if like we had both microphones going at the same time, capturing like a violin or something, that would be a stereo signal that has a left and right. So when we're mixing, we just want to be keeping in mind, like, are we mixing on a mono signal or are we mixing on a stereo signal? Because if we're mixing on a mono signal, then you want to use a mono plugin. Right. So I'm using a mono limiter. And we're just going to do a little bit of... So a limiter is basically a compressor that just like compresses the shit out of it and just chops the very top part of the level off. If you look in the mixing course, it goes into more detail, but basically this just controls it even a little bit more in a different way than a compressor does. And it also makes it a little bit louder, typically. So this is without it, with it. You doing okay on time, brother?
Yeah.
Cool.
I am going to have to head before too long.
Okay.
Because I got to get up at like 6 in the morning to take my mom to work.
A word. Say less. All right. Well, we'll try to hustle it up a little bit. I appreciate your patience with it, man.
No worries, man.
This is where it's going to get fun, too. It's going to go faster and faster from here, so basically, I just want to get that sounding good. I'm probably going to add one more thing real quick.
No worries.
Call saturation up. And saturation is kind of like a distortion that's like a good distortion. It just gives it more energy and more cajones. And then let's get some EQ in there. That was cool. That car sounded dope. We should add that in.
Right.
Okay, so I'm just going to cut a little bit of the lows down. Lou's getting real technical, bro. That's what Lou does. He says you should record the feedback and mix it in as glue. That's actually a really good idea. And he said about the riff earlier, yeah, that's the driver and groove, mix around that. And then he says a limiter is gain control, a clipper chops. So we go into that in the course in more detail, but just to keep it simple, a limiter basically stops it from going past a certain point no matter what. And the essential effect is it chops the top off the signal. So whereas a clipper actually, or a clipper actually is cutting a certain noise out, the limiter is not letting that noise go beyond that point. It's very similar but different. Don't matter for now. I like that. Okay, so now we're going to do something really simple. We're just going to come up with a little intro. So we're going to take this riff and I'm going to glue it. So what that gluing does is it basically fuses this all together to become one riff. So if I wanted to change that, I kind of can't now. I mean, you could always like undo. So just to make sure, just in case we ever want to come back and like mess with this, I'm just going to duplicate this. I'm going to mute this. So we're not hearing this anymore. And then I'm going to freeze this one. So like I said, or glue it, excuse me. So when you glue it, it just bakes that in. Remember I told you about baking the cake? So it just baked all those edits that we did into just one file. This just makes it a little bit easier to deal with, you know what I mean? Right. So yeah.
Instead of trying to sit there and scroll through 20 different tracks, trying to find out which is which.
And it just visually very noisy, so cool. So we got that going. And also when you glue it, it's gluing the original recording, not like all the effects and stuff, which is important. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just double this over. And then I'm going to duplicate it. And there's a lot of different ways you can approach this, but this is just the way that I'm going to do it because it's convenient for me. And he says, Reaper, you can unglue. And yes, you can unglue in Reaper. You can also unfreeze. The problem is, if you start making a bunch of edits afterwards, sometimes it causes headaches. So you just want to be cautious. It never hurts to just like back that shit up real quick. But yeah, he's right. You can unglue. But same thing with freezing. If you freeze or glue, sometimes when you try to undo it, it fucks it all up. All right, cool. So now that we got this on another track, the reason I'm putting this on another track is I just really want to completely separate them. And what we could do is we could, like, I could put these all on one track and I could have this send somewhere else and I could do like some more complicated stuff. But like for me, for making a beat, for showing other people how to make a beat, it's just easier.
Well,
I'm just gonna...
And the reason, and this is just the reason why I'm gonna assume, is like any effects you're gonna do on the intro might vary from the base of the main chorus, so that way it's easier to fixate, like, okay, well, riff of the main intro has this equalizer, this compressor, this blah,
we're going to get weird in the intro and then switch to the main sound.
Right.
The only downside to that is that like, let's say that later we change this one's not going to get changed.
Right.
So if later we come back and we like mix on this and make it way better, then we're going to have to update it. Whatever. It's not really a big deal to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, what's the easiest way that I feel like doing this? Just to keep it really simple, I'm just going to do it on here because I'm lazy. So, and this is the cool part about making beats is like there's a lot of ways that you can do things that are technically more correct, and you just don't have to because no one cares. Right. As long as it's not like messing up the final thing. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the riff that we already have and I'm going to add some EQ. Let's do good old mono. And we're just going to like really, really affect it. So we're going to cut out a bunch of lows. Cut out some highs. And you know what? That makes me want to cut out a little bit more lows right here, now that I hear that. We're going to roll off a little bit of lows, leave room for the bass. That's too much. There we go. Nice little balance point right there. And then we're going to get fun with this. So this is called automation. You ever heard of automation?
Automation.
So there's a bunch of stuff that we can kind of control manually. So if I hit the V key, you can also, like, this is the automation button. You can right click and you can literally select anything that you want to select in the world. So we're going to go to volume. Okay. And then we're going to, this basically opens up a volume control that we can control however we want to. So I'm going to hit control and that pulls my little pencil out. And then that draws like a little point on there. So I'll pull this down like this.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And now it's going to like fade the volume in.
I actually, yeah, okay. I know.
Makes sense?
Yeah, I understand what automations are. It's like,
and you can do that with any. That's one thing that's cool about Reaper, and this is true for most programs. But like, if you know what you're doing, you can automate just about anything in the world.
Because I'm familiar with this when I used to do this in Sony Pro back in the day.
Okay,
like,
it's the same thing.
Yeah,
same exact thing. Same exact thing. It's the same in any other DAW.
Because like in Sony Pro, you could actually like set to where you could pan in and out between the left and the right.
You can do the same thing on here. So if you hit P, it'll pull up the panning automations, and you can do the exact same thing, which is also what we're gonna do. So we're gonna put 2 points in here. So it's going to start like on the left side, and then it's going to pan to the right, and then it's going to go back to the center. Some gangster shit. You know what I'm saying? I kind of feel like it would even be cooler if it did a little bit longer.
Yeah. Okay,
and then maybe it would be cool to like have the big one come in on the bam. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now this is where it's gonna get fun. So before, there's a lot more that we can do, but just to keep it kind of simple. Why is this all blown up and zoomed out? Hit V, hit P, put that away. Okay, make this smaller. Oh, okay, I had that in a folder. That's why. What's going on right here? Why is this like split like this? I've never seen that before. Unpin all track. Oh, you can pin tracks now? When did that happen? That's new. That's sick. All right, anyway, so now we got it all organized. So real quick, I'm just gonna make a folder. This is important. You know about folders? Very simple. So you can use a track as a folder. Okay. So if I take this guitar and drag it, you see how it kind of pops to the side right there? Mm-hmm. Boom. Boom. So I can put all the guitar riffs in this one folder. If you hold shift, it can select more than one at once. So boom. So we got guitars. So now I just kind of know where everything's at. We got kick. Okay. So now we're gonna add in some drums. I think we'll do a mixture of like hip hop drums and rock drums, because that just will be sick. So let's pull up Superior Drummer, which I fucking love. Kind of an expensive program, but it's great. So Superior Drummer is sick, dude. Basically what it does is it allows you to use like a real drummer, but you can have it play whatever you want. And actually I changed my mind. I'm gonna use Easy Drummer. I have a few different ones, but we're gonna use Easy Drummer because it's badass. And it's easy. Easy, yeah. Lou says you can use it to make a reverb throw there. Oops, I skipped one. He said you can use multiple automation lanes to use different plug-in effects on a track. Yes, exactly. That's what we were saying earlier. And then he says you can learn different settings in a compressor or whatever and adjust through the automation. Yep, exactly. That's what I was saying. You can literally automate anything. Like anything. It's crazy. He said, yep, and you can add spacers. I think he's talking about pinning tracks, which is news to me. And he said, now you can route all those tracks through that folder as a bus. So what he's saying is, when you have all the guitars in one track, this guitar, like I could, basically all of these are coming out of this one signal, and you can kind of see that. You see how it's showing you that audio right there? Yeah. And so what Lou is saying is that if I want to, I can take this signal and send it somewhere else, and I can mix on this folder if I want to. I highly encourage people not to do that, because it can, in my humble experience, it causes confusion in the way that you're doing your levels and stuff. So I don't like to do it that way. What I'll do instead is I'll make a new track, and I'll call this guitar bus, and I'll send all these to that. So like for me, this is the way I teach people. Folders are folders. Yeah. Buses are buses. Don't mix them up. I don't like to do that. That's just my personal opinion on that. But it'll save us headaches later. But for now, we're not even gonna fuck with any of that. We're just gonna make a beat. We'll worry about all that mixing nonsense later. So now we got a Superior Drummer pulled up. I'm gonna say Superior Drummer. So I think we should add in that thing that you said. You know what I'm saying? So let's add that in. So we'll so what we do is we're going to select this whole little arrangement that we have so far. We're going to hit Insert New MIDI Item. So that gives us this MIDI file right here. Now we got this MIDI file. We're going to double click. And I pulled this up a second ago. This is what we're going to use as Superior Drummer. So whenever it's chugging out a little bit because I'm asking a lot on my system, but that's okay. So, yeah. So basically we're going to use this to make drums. It's going to be sick. So you come through the keyboard right here and you find what you want. So we're going to look for an open hi-hat. Where's it at? There we go. So C4, see it says C, so if you were to play a C4 on that piano, it will play that as well. If I have the input set correctly, which I don't. So input, MIDI, V61, try it. So go down one note to that C. This is D, this is C.
Oh yeah. C.
So yeah. So, but it's, I'm just going to put it in manually, but just, you know, that's how you would do it if you wanted to play around, you know what I mean? It's super fun. Or I can put it over to this keyboard over here. Where's it at? MIDI. Oh, I guess I don't have it plugged in. It doesn't matter. So anyways, we're going to just do it manually. So, and notice this is a little bit confusing at first, but notice like we're looking at that same structure. Mm-hmm. So let me squeeze this down a little bit. So see it, you could see it down there. We're looking at the same thing, just kind of from a different perspective. So it takes a little bit to get used to, but you'll get used to it. It's easy. So then we're going to come over here to that bar. See how it's right here where we want it? We're going to add it. And then we're going to add a little drum beat right here. So let's find the kick drum. Boom. So we got the kick drum. We're going to just do a simple, just real simple. So every 4 beats, or 4 blocks. So it's like, this is basically beans, 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 beans. Okay, and then we're going to double time that. Oh, that was actually kind of a cool build-up. I just had an idea. What if we like built that up a little more? If we went like, I'm hearing it in my head. So like a, and then speed it up a little bit right here. Kind of build that energy up. Boom. So now we already got like a nice little drop going. Add the snare in. You know what I'm saying? And then add like a little double right here. And then this is the cool part. Now that we kind of have that structured, we'll do that split that we did earlier. Now I can just copy that shit over. Now it's like we're in FL. Glue that shit together. Cool. So now that we have that, so that's like the rock feel, and we can maybe like throw that in and out or whatever. But and then I was thinking it'd be cool to like have the hip hop drums come in right there. So we're gonna add. This is a really cool feature of Reaper. We're gonna add a region. So insert region, hold Control, and you can duplicate it. Boom. So we just made that whole entire section just repeat itself. And then we're gonna change the drum beat for that section. So instead of being one of those, we're gonna kind of half time it. You know what I'm saying? Oops, wrong part. Why is it playing that part? Oh, it's because I have it selected. You know what I'm saying? Changes the feel completely. And that's going to be like the more hip-hop feel, and then we'll have the drums take a back seat. But we'll just do this real quick. I like whenever people do like the metal hip-hop, rock hip-hop stuff, I really like when they mix like hip-hop drums with heavy drums. So that's kind of my idea here. Not bad, right?
Not at all.
So now we're going to add some drums and some bass, and then we got a fucking beat, bro. And it's going to be quick. So let's go Control-Alt-X or View Media Explorer, and we'll pull up some kicks. Let's get like a heavy kick. Let's play this and like listen. Kind of like this one. Let's try this one real quick. And the cool thing, man, I tried to say this earlier and I think I forgot. I don't remember if I actually got it out or not. But if we make a whole part, like a whatever it is, and we're like, oh, I don't like that kick, you can swap it out anytime. So like, as long as you like the pattern, you can really make it whatever you want later. So I like to just throw patterns out and then kind of like, don't obsess about it being the perfect tone right away. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because once you have it built, you can easily just...
You can change it and do whatever you want. And then maybe, who knows, you might mix it later and end up liking it, or you could swap it out for something else. So now we're getting somewhere. This is kind of getting heavy now. So I'm thinking like boom, got, boom, got, boom, got, boom, got. Just some real simple. Just like that. And you notice how because we have everything synced up to the grid, everything's just working.
Yeah.
That's the key to everything. So copy that again. Boom. And then, like, see how quick we're going now? Now let's find a snare. None of those are really grabbing me. Real quick, Lou says you can label your keys in Reaper MIDI, rearrange them, and save the presets. If you want the same keys and name to match for all drum VSTs, you can build one and transpose across all VSTs so they're always the same. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's just a lot of work, but it just takes me 2 seconds real quick find it, but that's cool. Yeah, basically what he's saying is you can set it up to where you have it the same every single time no matter what kit you're using, so you don't have to figure it out, which is pretty cool, but it takes 2 seconds. It's a good example of like the more, if you do something a million times, you can just automate it. He says as your defaults, which you can set to MIDI pad or MIDI drum kit. I want to get my MIDI pad back. I had a sweet ass, fucking Osher stole that shit, but whatever. All right. So now let's get a snare. Let's get a snare. I kind of like that. They're just too raw. I don't really want to edit it too much. Well, I kind of like that. Let's use that one for now. We can change it later if we want to. Well, that's loud. Turn that down. Oh, I like that. That has like a grungy thing to it, huh?
Yeah, that the way it like echoes out.
The way it echoes out, and guess what? We're gonna add more echo because it's 6. So, do you know how to route? Do you know what routing is? Sending. So we're gonna take this signal. We're gonna grab the routing. We're gonna click it and drag it. You see how that little chord comes up, just like the guitar chord that I had earlier? So you let that go. Now this signal is sending to this track. So if I put a reverb on here, right? We go FX, reverb. I'm going to use the REA verb, which is the built-in Reaper one, because it's pretty low on CPU, and I already know my computer's chugging right now. But this is free. This comes with Reaper. And then I'm going to go to, let's just grab a preset real quick. Let's see what club snare sounds like. And then I'm going to turn this down because it's probably going to be loud. So let's hear it. That already sounds pretty cool. And then let's see if we can make the decay on it a bit longer. A bit longer. It's lagging like crazy. There we go. Cool. Anyways, I like that. We'll add a cooler reverb later, but I just want to keep moving quick. And then we'll copy that, copy that, copy that. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, I didn't add it in the right spot. And then we got to take this off. Already feeling something. Turn that down a little bit. And then now, you know what we need? We need a fucking... That's what we need. And then we're off to the fucking races, man. So let's do 808. We could make one from scratch, but we're low on time. So let's just grab a sample. That one's okay. There we go. I'm looking for one that has like a little bit of edge to it. Oh, I put it on the reverb, my bad. Oh, that has like a bend in it though. That's not gonna work. See how it's like, that's not gonna work. We need one that has like a nice pitch on it. Oh, we gotta throw one of those in there, right? That's just cool. Come back to that. I like that. I like that. I think we're gonna go with that one. So that's a C. So this is where it gets a little bit rowdy, where having a little bit of music theory helps. So we're playing in D, drop D. So if this is C, then this needs to come up 2 semitones. So let's see if that sounds good. Oh, that one has a bend in it too. No fun. I actually like that. And that still knocks. It's not as powerful, but it knocks. Let's try that. Okay, and now we need to pitch it up to D. There we go. That sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And like we can mess with the mixing more, but just to get the beat going.
I do think I'm gonna have to call it though, bro.
Yeah, say less, man. No worries.
I gotta drive home.
Say less, brother. Give me 2 seconds. We'll wrap this shit up.
Not a problem.
I appreciate you sticking it out, man. These late nights be getting the motherfucker, man.
Right.
Most people ain't ready for this artist life.
It's all good.
No, you are. I know you get up early though. I be staying up late, man. So I know how it is, bro. Say less.
That's all good.
Here, the quickest thing, we'll add a fucking hi-hat and we'll call this shit. So, hat.
Hey, I feel like I'm cutting you short, you know what I mean?
No, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. That's the reality of the game, bro, is like we're always battling time. So that's literally why I'm doing these classes, man, is to like help people save the time that it would take to just like struggle on your own.
Right.
So super quick, we're just gonna add a little quickest thing in your life. Quickest thing in your whole life. Boom, look at that. See how quick we did that? And then we're gonna double time that. And this is where the sauce comes in. You make this, like when you double time it, you make the second one a little bit quieter. And then we'll get crazy and we'll double time the double time. Let's see. And then I promise I'll let you go after this, bro. I appreciate you.
Great.
And then, so note, it sounds like a little bit behind the beat, I'm noticing. And then you look at it, you see how it's like off. So you hold Alt and you can just move that shit. And since I have them all selected, it's going to move all of them. So we just tighten that shit up like it was no problem. Bring that to a close. Here I've seen that we gotta fuck with the volume a little bit, but you get the gist of it, bro. And then boom, like we got a beat right there.
Nice.
I can totally hear Santo. You know what I mean?
We're gonna go, but it's our time. Gonna say the sign. I'm not even saying words, but it sounds kinda tight. We gon' get it till we die. Gonna get it like wow, wow, wow. Wow!
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know, Santo, you'll have to show me what you're gonna do, and that, motherfuckers, is how you make a heavy metal beat. Probably in a little bit longer than it needed to take, but 3 hours. Appreciate you guys for showing up to the beat class, man. We appreciate you most of all, Lou, for sticking it through, man. You're a freaking gangster, bro. Mike went away. So, we'll see you next time, man. That was our first premium class. Really appreciate you. We're going to keep doing this, and next time we'll have our ducks in a row beforehand now that we know how the streaming protocol works and stuff. So, yeah, man, appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week on Wednesday for the next lesson. Peace. Benny's on Don't Type Beat. Let's go. Peace out, Lou. Appreciate you, guy, man.